After the flight took off, a woman was still talking on the phone. A passenger in the back seat reminded her to stop talking out of safety concerns, but the woman responded by asking, "Is something wrong?" Put your shoes on. I've told you so many times. Which passenger took off their shoes? Put them on. What are you doing in public? In recent years, uncivilized behavior by Chinese tourists in public has become commonplace. For example, they've been shouting, arguing, and even making unreasonable demands of flight attendants. Reports of uncivilized behavior by mainland Chinese tourists are increasing, and this phenomenon didn't just happen overnight. Since the founding of the CCP, traditional Chinese culture and religious beliefs have suffered unprecedented attacks, causing the moral standards of society as a whole to plummet, leading to the current chaos. Those who can fly are often not from the lower classes of society, so let's take a look at some of the drama that's unfolded on planes. Put your foot up here again. Go on, put it up again. This woman got on the plane and immediately started smelling my socks. Here, smell them if you want. Please, go on, lift your foot again. It's already right in my face. Hello? I'd like to call the police. As soon as she boarded the plane, she complained that my feet stank. Whether my feet stink or not, that's not for her to decide. My socks and shoes are brand new. Everyone has the right to sit however they want. She got on the plane just looking for trouble, clearly trying to get an upgrade. Totally unreasonable, honestly. I argued with him for over half an hour as everyone was still boarding. In the end, the flight attendant helped me change my seat, but I still decided to let it go and stay away from him, from people like him. Recently, a video of a Chinese female passenger causing a disturbance on a plane has garnered widespread attention online. During her argument with the Thai Lion Air crew, she shockingly demanded they speak Chinese. According to reports, the female passenger demanded to get off the plane due to the flight delay and even tried to unite with other Chinese passengers, demonstrating that the Chinese are not to be trifled with. Despite repeated apologies from the Thai flight attendant, she remained agitated and demanded an immediate change of flight. We're trying to change flights. You're not leaving at all. What are you trying to do? Please speak Chinese, not Thai. Find someone who speaks Chinese. Can we get off? We're getting off the plane. You're not the police. I want to get off and you're still laughing. He's still laughing and you're still sitting there. Are the Chinese so easy to bully? What's wrong with you? They're still laughing at us. Everyone, unite. After the video was released, it sparked widespread online discussion. Comments were filled with criticism, including, "This is just babyish behavior. Little pinks always think the world revolves around them," and "These little pinks probably haven't flown many times. They have low self-esteem and always feel that others are targeting them, and now they've embarrassed all of China." Following the incident, Thai media reported that the flight delay that day was likely due to scheduling and weather conditions at Bangkok's Don Muang Airport, not the airline's sole fault. Aviation industry insiders stated that international flight delays are expected and passengers should comply with on-site procedures and avoid emotional threats demanding an immediate flight change. Recently, a video from an airline passenger cabin has been circulating on social media. The incident occurred on July 28th on the Sichuan Airlines flight. A passenger named Song, a platinum cardholder and nicknamed Song by Jin by netizens, broke into the service room in the rear cabin and made an incredible request. He wanted to help arrange the passengers' meals personally. Faced with this special request, the flight attendant initially declined, explaining that it violated food safety procedures. However, Song Bai Jin became agitated and demanded, "If the flight attendants can place the in-flight meal, why can't I?" He then began to harass the female chief flight attendant. "Let the chief flight attendant do it later, you hear? Okay, fine. Then you finish the front and then the back. What's the matter? She's a human, she can do it, but I'm not, so I can't, right? Because she's the kitchen attendant today. I don't care, just let her distribute the drinks. Okay, I'll do it." The chief purser quickly came to communicate, clearly assuring him that serving meals was the responsibility of the rear cabin attendants. However, Song Bai Jin persisted, insisting the chief purser personally served the meals. The chief purser didn't argue further and quietly completed the process. Song Bai Jin was reportedly a well-known figure in the civil aviation community. He frequently disrupted the crew's work and filed complaints over trivial matters, using a variety of excuses. Furthermore, he frequently asked flight attendants for their WeChat contact information, threatening to file a complaint if they refused to provide it. Once he successfully added them, he began harassing them daily. One flight attendant was so exhausted by his prolonged harassment and threats that she was forced to resign. Although people like Songbei Jin are rare, flight attendants say that occasionally encountering one is a real headache. The blogger, a flight attendant, recounted in a video the bizarre behavior of a man named Wang who held a platinum card. She described Mr. Wang's treatment of flight attendants as if he were selecting concubines from the imperial harem. He was like this in the service room, seemingly casual. After chatting with us, he pointed at the chief steward and said that the chief steward treated him with great respect, always calling him Mr. Wang. He said, "Why call me Mr. Wang? That's so unprofessional. Call me Brother Wang, okay?" The chief steward, unable to bring himself to call him that, smiled and flattered him. After that, he casually pointed toward the service area and said, almost like it was nothing, "What kind of fruit do you guys have? Let me see. Oranges, right? Peel one so I can taste it. Not bad. Go ahead and pack them all up." He ended up having us pack up the fruit that was meant for the flight attendants. Packing up the fruit wasn't enough. He then said, "And all the soda water you've got on board, pack that up for me too. Oh, and about the bag I put in your cabinet earlier." He had refused to place his bag in the overhead compartment, insisting instead that it be stored in the space we usually use for crew bags and supplies. That area is just a small storage corner, but he treated it like something exclusive and insisted his bag be put there. Then he added, "Just load everything straight into my bag, and you too, later on, each of you write down your phone numbers for me." The flight attendant said, "If you were in that position and a customer with a lifetime platinum card was standing before you, would you dare not give them your phone number? If you didn't, they might complain before the plane even landed. There are countless examples of this happening." However, after giving him their number, within half an hour of landing, he texted, "I'm Brother Wang on the plane, add me on WeChat." The blogger stated that these individuals lack genuine charm, but if they possess even a little power, they will use it to manipulate and intimidate others. Once they file a complaint, the flight attendant, regardless of whether they are at fault, must first submit a report and undergo an investigation. This can impact performance at the very least, and at worst, affect promotions or even lead to suspension. These difficult, high-end passengers have become an urban legend within the airline industry, making flight attendants shudder at the mere mention of them. Their platinum cards are no longer a symbol of convenient travel, but rather a powerful weapon used to pressure flight attendants. So what is a platinum card? Meng Shaw, a flight attendant with 9 years of experience, explains that airlines typically categorize passengers into different membership levels based on their accumulated flight mileage, frequency of flight, or the amount of money they spend. Gold and platinum cardholders are considered high-end customers and often generate more significant profits for airlines. The average passenger might take 3 or 4 flights a month, while platinum cardholders can fly up to 40 times a month. Many of Meng Shaw's career annoyances have been related to high-end passengers. She recalls a short flight where meals were not provided. A high-end passenger insisted on eating the flight attendant's meal. The chief purser then offered first-class meals, but the passenger, dissatisfied after finishing Set A, requested Set B and Set C. Ultimately, he devoured all 4, still dissatisfied, and left the plane without a single word of farewell. Another time, a gold card passenger boarded a plane with 2 heavy suitcases. After unloading them, he sat down and motioned to Meng Shaw to put the luggage in the overhead bin. After the flight, he demanded that Meng Shaw carry the suitcases off the plane and all the way to the bottom of the boarding stairs. When Meng Shaw said goodbye to him, he left without a word, not even a word of thanks. Meng Shaw noted that in an environment where the system is not yet fully developed, frontline flight attendants often face greater pressure. She cited an example. In February this year, a Singapore Airlines flight from Changi Airport to Shanghai Pudong was taxiing for takeoff when a Chinese woman violated regulations and requested to use the restroom. After being refused permission, she became agitated and loudly argued. Singapore Airlines immediately stopped the flight and sent the passenger back to the terminal. Meng Shaw lamented that if this situation happened in China, it would be like the sky falling. Domestic airlines, fearing offending passengers, affecting on-time arrivals, and potentially facing a barrage of complaints, are less likely to adhere to their principles. Due to a lack of clear rules and regulations, domestic flight attendants are often passive when faced with unreasonable passenger behavior. She said, "We're like machines without human rights." For example, if a passenger secretly photographs a flight attendant in the cabin, the flight attendant cannot directly stop the action. Instead, she must first confirm in a gentle tone whether the person is filming them. If she directly asks them to stop, the passenger might retort, "Who's filming you? I'm filming the plane." In contrast, she recalls some foreign airlines posting notices on their counters. Flight attendants have the right to their own image. Please refrain from photographing without permission. This institutionalized protection not only demonstrates the airline's respect for employee rights, but also allows frontline flight attendants to handle such issues with peace of mind, knowing they have the airline's support. On the evening of August 7th, a fight erupted among passengers on a China Southern Airlines flight from Shenzhen to Dalian after a boy kicked the seat in front of him. The incident began when a boy on the plane repeatedly kicked the front seat. The female passenger in the front seat initially remained restrained and repeatedly and politely reminded the boy's parents to strengthen their discipline, but the boy remained unresponsive. After repeated attempts to communicate failed, the female passenger scolded the boy, which temporarily calmed him down. However, during the plane's descent, the boy deliberately bumped into the female passenger, causing her headphones to fall to the ground and become untraceable. After the plane completed its landing and taxiing, the boy's parents and 2 other relatives suddenly surrounded the female passenger and violently attacked her, throwing the cramped cabin into chaos. The female passenger sitting in the aisle yelled, call the police right now, he pushed me." The boy's mother responded, "He's just a child, you're going too far." Surrounding passengers and flight attendants rushed to break up the fight, but were unable to do so. Finally, the crew called airport security. Several people were taken to the police station. The officers stated that the 4 individuals' actions warranted detention and additional fines, as per the Public Security Administration. The female passenger said she refused mediation and insisted on pursuing her rights through legal channels. "I'm not being difficult, they're the ones who went too far," she said. Having a young child is not a free pass to misbehave. If parents don't teach their kids, then society has to step in. If I let it go today, tomorrow they'll use the excuse of the child is young to bully people again. Netizens expressed concern, saying, "Severe punishment is necessary to serve as a warning to others. If the matter is dealt with hastily, the child will become even more lawless in the future. If this behavior is tolerated, the child's future could be a prison sentence. This is absolutely not an exaggeration." On May 9, 2021, at Beijing Capital Airport, a female passenger purchased an economy class ticket but entered the business class without permission and occupied a seat, leaving the passenger who actually bought that seat unavailable. Video footage from the scene shows the woman lying on her back in a spacious business class seat, wrapped in a blanket, her expression calm. 2 police officers stood over her, attempting to persuade her to leave the plane, but she covered her head with a blanket and refused to cooperate. After understanding the relevant situation, the police communicated with her again. "Never mind the medicine, let's get off the plane now. Hurry up, get her up. Can she get off by herself? Sister, we're getting off the plane. She needs a wheelchair. I have a question." "Don't worry, I'm a police officer at Capital Airport. I'm here to tell you that the captain has denied boarding and you can't leave. Can you get off the plane with me now? Get up. Help her, hurry up. I know I'm grabbing something. Hurry up. Anything else? Let me go." According to airport regulations, economy class passengers wishing to upgrade to business class must pay the fare difference, provided there are seats available in business class. Witnesses revealed that the woman claimed to have graduated from Peking University with a law degree. This claim immediately sparked heated online discussion, with many expressing disbelief. How could Peking University, a top university in China, produce graduates so lacking in common sense and refinement? However, many netizens dismissed her claim as a casual remark. Some netizens said, "These people are so shameless, they're just scoundrels. They're just taking advantage of others. If you're genuinely feeling unwell, you can tell the flight attendant in advance, and things can usually be negotiated." One netizen said, "This isn't uncommon. I encountered this situation over a decade ago. I gently said, 'This is my seat. Excuse me, please move aside.' The young woman's response remains unforgettable. She said, 'I'm not leaving. What can you do about it?' Some people say to live in China under CCP rule, one must be shameless. Being overly polite and public-spirited can lead to being taken advantage of or bullied. I really don't know how to live in such a society." That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.